Missing royals alert. While the nation was busy counting Prince Louis's eye rolls and gasping at Princess Kate's immaculate fashion choices yesterday, royal watchers noticed something rather peculiar. The Wessex kids pulled a Houdini act on us. That's right, coffee lovers. Lady Louise Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex, were noticeably absent from the V-Day celebrations, and we got the piping hot tea on exactly why. Welcome back to Royal Daily Coffee, where we serve up royal gossip stronger than the king's morning brew. Today we're diving into mysterious case of the missing Wessex offspring. And no, they weren't kidnapped by time-traveling Jacobites or whisked away to Narnia through a palace wardrobe. While the rest of the royal family was standing at attention, commemorating 80 years since Britain collectively said we did it to defeating Nazi Germany, two young royals were nowhere to be found. Prince Edward and Duchess Sophie showed up sans children, leaving many royal enthusiasts frantically refreshing their social media feeds wondering, where on earth are Lady Louise and James? Now, Buckingham Palace didn't exactly send a press release explaining their absence, because heaven forbid we get straightforward information about the royal family. But we can deduce that these blue-blooded students were likely buried under textbooks and empty coffee cups rather than attending the lengthy London parade. Ah, the glamorous life of royalty. Turns out they get exam stress just like us commoners. Young James, the Earl of Wessex, is currently wrestling with A-levels, that special time in a British teenager's life, when they question every life choice that led them to memorizing obscure mathematical formulas and Shakespearean soliloquies. Although he skipped yesterday's V-Day celebrations, he did manage to tear himself away from revision long enough to make an appearance at the Easter service at St. George's Chapel. One can only imagine negotiation with his parents. Fine, I'll do Easter, but V-Day is prime study time. Meanwhile, big sister Lady Louise Windsor is living her best scholarly life at the University of St. Andrews. Yes, the very same prestigious Scottish institution where William and Catherine famously locked eyes across a fashion show runway back in 2001. Talk about following in royal footsteps. The 21-year-old English literature student is currently in her third year and likely drowning in dissertation drafts and literary criticism, with St. Andrews exams kicking off on May 10th. It's hardly surprising that Lady Louise opted to stay put in Scotland. Can you imagine trying to explain to your professor that you couldn't finish your Jane Austen analysis because you were busy watching military parades with your royal relatives? Even blue blood doesn't get you extensions on university deadlines. Unlike her cousins who can't sneeze without making headlines, Lady Louise has managed to maintain a refreshingly low-key university experience. She is about as interested in the spotlight as Prince Andrew is in giving television interviews, which is to say, not at all. Unlike the Wales children, who are being groomed for future royal stardom, Louise is destined for a private career path similar to cousins Beatrice and Eugenie, who balance royal-adjacent lives with actual day jobs. And honestly, who can blame her? While Duchess Sophie excels at ribbon cutting and charity patronages, her daughter appears to have inherited the Windsor work ethic without the desire for public adulation. Louise would likely make a splendid working royal. She's poised, educated, and hasn't caused a single scandal. Are you taking notes? Previous generations? But with King Charles determined to keep the royal roster leaner than his organic farming methods, Louise's services simply aren't required. That's not to say she's gone full hermit on us. Lady Louise dutifully appears at major royal gatherings. She was there for Grandpa Charles's coronation. She waves obediently during trooping the color, and she's a Christmas Day church service regular. The last time paparazzi lenses captured her was at Sandringham last December, walking alongside her parents in a sensible coat and hat combination that screamed dutiful royal offspring. When she's not dissecting Dickens or analyzing Austen, Louise has thrown herself into university life with gusto. She's joined the St. Andrews University Officers Training Corps, where she's received basic weapons training and leadership lessons. Perhaps all those carriage-driving lessons from her late grandfather Prince Philip prepared her for a life of discipline and precision. Interestingly, rumor has it that Louise might be eyeing career in either the military or diplomacy after graduation. If she chooses the former, she'll be following in her late grandmother's sensible shoes. Queen Elizabeth joined the Auxiliary Territorial Service back in 1945, becoming the first female royal to actively serve in the armed forces. Now that a family tradition worth reviving. Whatever paths these Wessex youngsters ultimately choose, one thing certain. They're being allowed educational breathing room that previous royal generations could only dream of. And honestly, isn't that refreshing? Sometimes the most royal thing you can do is homework. If you're thirsty for more royal insights, hit that subscribe button faster than Prince Louis can pull a funny face. Drop a comment telling us which royal you think had the worst exam experience, and ring that notification bell to stay royally informed. This is Royal Daily Coffee, where we take our royals with 2 sugars and extra sass. See you next time, coffee lovers.